Hello, everybody. Today we are deep diving into the world of weather forecasting with Avi Baruch, co-founder of Climingo. Climingo have just announced a £290,000 raise led by Carbon 13 with participation from One Planet Capital and also Innovate UK. Look, Climingo it's the first independent marketplace for benchmarking forecasters. Do you just want to explain in a nutshell, in your own words, what is Climingo?
So Climingo has a mission which is to get the most accurate and actionable weather data in the hands of everyone who needs to use it operationally to minimize loss and improve their efficiency. And there's so much amazing technology out there, so many really amazing different products that are far more accurate than a lot of our tools used to be. But it's really hard to navigate the current marketplace and figure out what you actually need for your particular use case. And so we're trying to demystify that, add some transparency to it to help people be a little bit more evidence-led in how they choose where to get their weather forecasting.
This is particularly important for climate technology because we are expecting more extreme weather in the years to come. And as we speak, the El Nino is building to potentially one of the strongest El Ninos that we've got in recorded history. Do you want to take us through what's the founding team? Why are they the right people to be building Climingo? And how did you meet?
So I met Alpa through our Carbon 13 program. My background is I used to be an academic, and then about 8 years ago, I co-founded a flood forecasting company out of Loughborough University and brought it from zero to Series A. And that was a great journey, but I had this other kind of idea in my mind, and I saw a very common problem across the marketplace, which was, while we were providing weather forecasting, no one had access to kind of really independent advice on what the best one was, and we spent a long time evaluating different vendors. So for me, I was working in that space for a very long time, and I really wanted to really focus on actually just trying to add some independence to the marketplace. Alpa, he's got a background in geospatial and early warning systems, as well as drought and weather, seasonal weather forecasting. And so he's kind of got the technical background, and I've got, especially on the commercial side and the academic side, the background with industry. And so we met, we discussed kind of the problem, and I think we kind of decided that this was a good fit for us to work together on this problem. So we're a team of two right now, with a number of other people kind of working related and close to us. But right now it's just a team of two.
And so it sounds like Climingo might be new, but your work in this area is not.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. What's the technological breakthrough that is differentiating Climingo, though, from existing alternatives?
So right now, if you want to buy weather data, there's lots of different vendors out there. You can Google weather forecasting, and you'll see a wide range of different products out there on the market. But they'll all have their own statistics on how they might be slightly more accurate compared to global products, but they're never compared to each other. And so right now, the only other way of actually being able to evaluate the different vendors that you want to be selecting is by doing the evaluation yourself. So our competition is really kind of your own organization's own procurement teams and weather specialists who could also recreate some of the analysis and some of the benchmarking that we're doing. We've obviously got a wider set of data and all the different weather vendors on our platform, so we can just fast track through all of that pain for them.
What are some of like the early vendor targets that you're going after? Is this agriculture or built environment or?
So we are mostly working right now with utilities, the energy industry, but also a wider set of organizations, especially on the infrastructure side, who are using weather to especially manage their risk and manage energy systems. Everyone relies on weather data and weather forecasts to different extents. So this platform is ready to support a wider range of sectors. But right now, our first customers are very much from industries where the data is mission critical day in, day out. There's a wider set of organizations who will use like farming, who will use weather data a bit more periodically. And so we're useful to them too, but where we've started out is especially on that utility side.
Okay, that makes sense. You've raised this money, One Planet Capital and Innovate UK, as I say. What other significant milestones would you say that you've hit since graduating from Carbon 13?
So we've built a platform. We have most of the leading weather forecasters already on our platform right now. And so any customer coming to our platform will already be able to evaluate some of the best weather data out there for their needs. And then we've also got our first organization signing up and getting those evaluation reports. So I think having the vision come to life in that way for our first set of customers is exactly what our big milestone has been.
Okay, oh, that's wonderful. Well done. Okay, so that's initial early traction. Okay, that's brilliant. Let's zoom out. All of our dreams have come true. What is success for Climingo at scale?
So we want to be the first people anyone speaks to when they want to buy or use weather data. So if wherever you're based and whatever you're kind of using weather data for, we want to be the organization that helps you get from your current understanding of the market to using the best weather data on the market. And wherever we can help you along that journey, we're delighted to go on that journey with you. And so for some organizations, that's just providing some analysis. For others, it's also supporting wide on the procurement side and the wider kind of API processing costs, etc. So it does mean different things to different organizations, but we just want to be the organization that helps everyone get the best and most accurate weather data on that's out there and available for them.
That sounds very cool. Do you really think in 2026 that you've got the timing right? Do you just think it's just so much more of the national, international conversation right now?
Yes, I think a lot of things are happening at the right time for this particular business to succeed. So the first one is, as you said, weather is far more extreme, causing, especially with the El Nino, causing a huge number of, and projected to be even more dramatic in over the next year. But also the market itself has absolutely been exploded and revolutionized over the last 10 years. So when I was starting up with just 8 years ago with Previsico, my last company, there were a few different weather forecasting companies out there, but most of them were relying on very similar technology. Most of the data out there was just being generated by the European Met Office, ECMWF, GFS from the US, and the Met Office in the UK. But over the last 8 or so years, the growth in a wide range of different commercial vendors has been enormous. So we've got several weather forecasting unicorns out there, with some of them with their own satellites, with their own physical models, their own AI, their own drones, and that's really increased the competition, which is a fantastic place for an organization like Climingo to now come and hold people's hands along that journey to understanding what's best for them.
Yeah, and really thrive. For any guests who've made it this far into the video, I would like to draw your attention to Abby's Climingo flamingo shirt. So do take a moment to appreciate that. Last question, Abby. When you were raising this money, and indeed when you're talking to investors for, a future round, what would be the one takeaway about Climingo that you want them to have?
So it's understanding where the market is going and what the landscape is about to start looking like. Right now, switching APIs has never been easier, and the number of options on the market has never been easier. The value and the difference in accuracy of some of these leading vendors per use case is enormous. And more organizations are starting to become a bit more familiar with the sort of impact that a better weather forecast can have. And so I think people's general level of education around weather data is improving. And so I think it's the market is very much ripe for it to be more commonplace for organizations to be buying more than one weather source, to be constantly on the lookout for more accurate weather sources, and to be having weather data being used not just by a single team, but across their business in a number of different functions to help them manage risk and get the most out of their operations.
Got you, Abby. Would you classify yourself as adaptation tech?
Yes.
All right then, Abby, thank you so much for answering all of those questions. I'm very excited to see what the forthcoming year brings for you guys. I think it will be a roller coaster, but we wish you all the best.